Hey guys, this is Lou and my brother Max. We are from No and Low. We focus on no and lower alcoholic beverages. Today we're going to be doing a review for Seedlip, and we're going to focus on Seedlip Spice 94. Just so you guys know, I am in Europe and I'm in France right now. I purchased mine off of the Whiskey Exchange, and I've also got it before off the Wise Bartender. I think both websites are based in the UK, and I get them delivered here in France. When I lived in Toronto, I also got it on well.ca.
I'm in Michigan, and I went directly to the Seedlip website and just purchased it right there, and they delivered right to your house, and it came very quickly.
Awesome. So let's start this review. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to try Seedlip 94, Spice 94 on its own, which they don't recommend, but we know everyone's going to be curious and do it anyways. So we're going to go through that process with you guys. We're going to taste it neat. So let's just grab a little bit.
Right away, when you open up the bottle, you can smell like crazy aromas.
Yeah.
Like literally before you even pour it. So
it fills up the room with like aromatics. Very, very nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so there is a reason why Seedlip obviously doesn't recommend drinking it on its own. It isn't an alcoholic beverage, so you're gonna notice that when you drink it on its own, it's a lot lighter, and it can't be compared to doing like a shot of gin or vodka or something like that. It's not gonna have the same body, the same texture as an alcoholic beverage would have. So what you can get from this is definitely understanding the flavors and the aromas, which are very distinct.
You definitely do. Like when you smell it, like it's hard. You want to kind of compare it to alcohol, but it's not. There's no alcohol in this, right? So when you're traditionally smelling or tasting an alcohol, you get that strength of like the alcohol, right? That burning effect when you smell it, it kind of burns your nostrils a little bit. So you obviously don't get that here. But what you do get, I think, as an outcome of not having alcohol, you smell, when you're smelling it, you pay more attention to all the aromas, and there's tons of aromas here. It's crazy how first of all, how potent. It's like very, very potent. Like literally as soon as you open the bottle, you can smell it. You don't even have to start whiffing it under your nose. But when you actually do it, you pay attention. There's a lot of floral and like spices to me, like that right away that come to my mind, like very spicy. I think it was nutmeg,
Cardamom,
floral. Like,
spice.
I don't know how to explain it, but very floral. Notes of floral.
To me, like if you compare it to alcohol, it's actually a lot more pleasant, the smell. I enjoy smelling this.
It is. Yeah, definitely.
Let's give it a try though, Max. Let's try this out.
Yeah. Okay, let's go. Cheers.
Cheers. It's a lot lighter in body. The flavors are really there. What I notice when I drink it actually is I notice the citrus a lot more grapefruit, like citrus flavors, along with the nutmeg and that spiciness that we had before. But it's really pleasant. But like I said, it's not meant for this. It's not meant to be taken neat. You could if you really enjoyed it, but to me, it's not worth it to be drinking this neat. It really shines when you match it and you pair it with other ingredients, like tonic water, which we're going to be doing next. But I would focus on making drinks with it.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think you definitely don't want to judge this alcohol-free spirit by just drinking it like this alone. And I've seen other reviews doing that, and it doesn't really do it justice, because if you don't actually use it for what the application is for, then you're really, you're not making a fair judgment, and you can really be missing out on, a really great drink. But basically, it's a lot lighter than if you're expecting or trying to compare it versus an alcohol. It's very, very light, very mellow, but you do definitely get a lot of this, like the citrusy, the floral, the nutmeg spices. You get that flavor, and you get it well in, like you get a good aftertaste. It doesn't disappear after you drink it. It sits with you for a while. So it's very, very pleasant, very light, very drinkable.
Yeah, I agree. That's a really good point though about the other reviews as well, because I've seen it the same thing where people are drinking it alone and then they're making a lot of judgments based off that, and they're not even making cocktails with it. So with that, let's go in and make our first cocktail. Seedlip Spice and Tonic. Very simple, very easy to make at home. The first thing we're going to do is, I got a tall glass here. We're going to fill it up with some ice.
I got a not so tall glass that I'm going to fill up with ice.
Still works, still works.
So, will it still taste good in a small glass?
I think it'll taste the same, yeah.
Okay, so we got our ice.
Yep. And now you're gonna just basically build this drink over the ice. So we're gonna do 50 milliliters of the Seedlip Spice.
All right.
Next, we're gonna grab our tonic. So I have some Schweppes tonic water here, Indian tonic.
I got Canada Dry tonic.
And we're just gonna basically pour it over the ice, right to the top.
Right to the top?
Yep. We'll leave a little room for the garnish. When I say garnish, we're gonna be using grape peel. So I basically just use a potato peeler and peel off a nice slice of grapefruit. And this is a really important part because the grapefruit really goes well with the Seedlip Spice. There's actually some extracts from grapefruit in the Seedlip. You're okay over there?
You know, it's funny. I just noticed you call it a potato peeler. I'm not sure if that's a real name for it, but I know we're brothers. We came up with it, always calling it a potato peeler, but that's funny.
Well, what's the name for this? I don't even know what it is then.
Because you can peel anything with it. It doesn't have to be just a potato. That's funny.
In our family, we've always called it potato peeler. So
potato peeler.
I guess I'll find out what it actually is after. I'll see what it's called.
Okay, we're gonna mix this guy up.
Yeah, give it a little. Just like, I'd say a couple of spins, and then you're good.
All right. Wow. I can smell it, just like the neat shot that we did. You can smell it, and it smells very very appealing. Very nice.
Smells great. I love the grapefruit with it.
The grapefruit is like literally just a little, like this grapefruit peel does such a huge difference to the smell. Like you can smell that it just amplifies the citrusy and the acidity. It gives us some acidity, the smell. But let's go ahead and give her a drink. So cheers.
Cheers. See,
wow.
That is
so
awesome. Like,
yeah, that's a really nice drink. It's refreshing, and I think just to build upon what we were talking about before, once you start adding the tonic and then you start adding the grapefruit, it creates more body to the drink. Like you're getting the carbonation of the tonic. It's giving you a little bit more of like a punch. You're getting the acidity from the grapefruit and the grapefruit flavor. So it's really making it more complex. It's definitely doesn't taste like watered down to any degree, right? There's no alcohol in it. There's not that burn that you get when you're drinking the alcohol, but it's definitely got character, you know, and has layers to the drink. So that's really that's a really nice drink. I like it a lot.
So I would make the comment that a lot of people would get confused by this because if you drink it on its own and it feels light, and you would think that, okay, if I add something else to this, it's just gonna kind of take away more of the flavor from the Seedlip Spice. But what's actually happening is when you mix it with tonic water, the tonic is carrying the flavors so well and really like bringing them forward, and the balance is just perfect on this. The little touch of grapefruit works really well. I'd say if you like gin and tonic, you would like this. This is a really good, a very similar feeling. And then I would say this is probably one of the reasons why a lot of people compare Seedlip to a non-alcoholic gin. Seedlip doesn't actually call themselves a non-alcoholic gin. They're just a non-alcoholic distilled spirit. But it's when like this has a very similar profile, and I'd prefer this over a gin and tonic. A lot of gin and tonics that I've had, it goes really well together. Now, our next drink, we're gonna go on and we're gonna make a spiced mule. So this is basically gonna be like a non-alcoholic version of a Moscow mule. And what we're gonna do here is we're gonna build over ice just like we did before. So grab another glass and grab some ice. And we're gonna do the same thing here. We're gonna do 50 milliliters of the Seedlip Spice. When you're making a Moscow Mule or a Spice Mule, you want to have very good ginger beer. So I don't know what kind you got, Max.
I got the Fever Tree.
Perfect. Fever Tree is very good quality.
Little side note, because I experienced this first time buying this Fever Tree or ginger beer in general. So I was literally looking in the beer aisle for this, and the liquor store that I went to didn't keep it there. But when I asked the guy, where's the ginger beer? He's like, oh, it's over there. And then whatever that section. I looked. I'm like, well, I'm looking for one that has no alcohol, and they don't put that it's zero alcohol. So I'm looking like, does this have alcohol or not? And the guy looked at me like I'm stupid. He's like, ginger beer is only not non-alcoholic. There's never any alcohol. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Never knew that. So a little bit of information there for you if you're new to it, like I am. So learn something new every day.
I did know that, and I'm like the using the word beer maybe kind of makes it pretty confusing, but I'm sure I think almost all ginger beers are non-alcoholic. I have this caramel one here, and mine actually does say in French it says sans alcohol, so it means without alcohol. So mine actually does clarify it, but I think typically is. What we're gonna do is here we're gonna just fill it right up to the top like we did before.
To the top?
Yeah,
all right.
leave a little space because we're gonna squeeze some lime in there. Get a decent amount in there. Okay. And then you're also gonna use another piece of lime just for the garnish. So
are you getting the potato peeler, or are you
no, this time I'm using a knife. I'm just gonna throw it right in there. All right, cheers.
Let's go for it. Cheers. Wow, this is really good. This is also very good.
I wouldn't be able to tell this is not a Moscow Mule. I'd be surprised if a lot of people noticed. It tastes very similar to a Moscow Mule, and that could just be for the fact that the ginger beer is like the very strong, prominent flavor in this. The Seedlip Spice, you still get the flavors on here, but the ginger is really the forward taste, I'd say, like the front of the palate. But on the back end, you get all those a little bit of citrusness, a little bit of the spices from Seedlip Spice that come through. But lovely, lovely Moscow Mule.
Like you're saying, I don't think you can tell whether this is Moscow Mule or this version. What are we calling this again?
Spice Mule.
Yeah, the spices, the citrus, the nutmeg, there's a lot of flavor in here. Like there's a lot of you pay attention to a lot of different notes. So it's really nice to drink because you kind of every time you drink it, you pay attention to a little bit more, and you can bring out some more flavors and notes and hints. Definitely has levels of complexity to it. Like definitely a sophisticated type of drink, I would definitely say.
Definitely, it has layers to it. It's not like if you compare this to some mocktails you've had in the past, it's definitely more complex, has more layers, and it's not like super sugary or what you're used to. A lot of people, when they think of non-alcoholic beverages, they're thinking of the past of very sugary drinks, not the best quality. Even just the look of the drink, it's typically like
like a little kid drink almost, right?
Yeah, it doesn't give you the same feel as if you were like drinking with your friends and they all have an alcohol.
Yeah.
It almost stands out.
So just to be clear, you'd never I wouldn't give this to my kids, right? Like they wouldn't like this. So like it's definitely It's definitely like for a mature,
It's an adult
drinker, I
drink.
guess we call it.
Yeah, it's definitely an adult
Adult
drink.
drink.
It's definitely got those
Yeah.
mature flavors, and it has a little bit of bitterness to it. It's not sweet at all, which, like for me, I'm not in. Like, I don't typically like sweet drinks. Maybe a little hint of sweetness here and there, but overall, this is a drier drink, and it's I'd say you could drink this out with your buddies, and no one would even notice.
No, you wouldn't. And I don't think did we talk about this, because there's no sugar in Seedlip. I mean, I don't
No,
think
we
we talked
mentioned yet,
about it.
but there's no sugar, there's no sweeteners, there's no artificial flavors, um,
No calories.
there's no alcohol, there's no calories. So
Like it's when you compare it to the alternative, like you're like, you can drink a ton more of these than you can, because you won't get hammered, first of all. But then also the amount of like the health aspect to it, having no calories,
of course,
other than the calories that you're putting in from basically fruits and things like ginger beer or tonic water. You're keeping it, like I'm looking at the tonic water right now. Tonic water has 0 calories, so you're drinking something that is definitely not hurting your health, right?
Well,
in regards to calorie intake and sugar intake.
when you going back to the tonic water, definitely like look for no or lower alcohol, or sorry, not alcohol, sugar content, because
Right.
like just not all tonic waters are low in sugar. They're typically, a lot of them are high. Like I know mine is a little bit higher in sugar because I didn't get a sugar free or a lower sugar. I just have the traditional original Indian tonic by Schweppes. It has a bit of sugar, so but when you're making these drinks, you could really make them extremely healthy where you're really enjoying it. You're not worrying about the effects of alcohol on your mind or your body long term, and then also the effects of like sugar, calories.
Yeah, no, it's really good. Both these drinks that we just drank are really they're really nice, and I think they're perfect for the time of the season that we're getting into, like the summer. These are perfect summer drinks to be drinking outside under the heat. They're refreshing. They definitely hit the spot. I like it. This, I'd say another A+. Like, this is a really good drink. What's the final drink for the night here?
So our last drink we're going to be making now is called Hedge Your Bets. It's actually right from the Seedlip website, and this is a drink that's you're going to require a shaker for this one. So this one is really focuses on that grapefruit, and we're going to be using Seedlip Spice, the grapefruit juice, lemon juice, and then some actual seasonal jam, whatever you got. I actually have some strawberry jam.
I got some mango pepper jam, which I think would add with the pepper might add a little level of complexity there too, because the spiciness, additional spiciness. So I look forward to seeing that.
Sounds good.
So
Sounds
what is the first step over here? Ice?
Yeah, we're gonna fill up with ice. We're gonna fill up our shaker. We're gonna get 50 milliliters of Seedlip Spice. 30 milliliters of grapefruit juice.
30 milliliters, all right.
Now for the grapefruit juice, I basically just
I use this juice press, like manual one.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, that's exactly what I did. Did basically the same thing. I think it's the best way to do it.
Yeah, well, for sure.
Then you want 15 milliliters of lemon juice. I'm gonna kind of just eyeball it here.
Same here.
Try not to get it all over me.
And then a jam.
Oh, almost forgot about that.
I'm good for something over here.
So you want to get like 2 teaspoons basically, or
2 teaspoons? Okay.
2 or 3 teaspoons. Yep, we're gonna give a good shake, like the fancy bartenders do. I don't know how to do it perfect, but we'll see here.
that gets cold real fast.
Yeah. Wow, really cold. Okay, now we're gonna just strain it into our wine glass here. I'm using a wine glass.
Yeah, I got a wine glass too.
And you always want to put a little bit of garnish in there. I got some basil. I'm gonna put with it.
I got some mint. Yeah, the grapefruit is wow, very present here.
For me, I like the grapefruit, the seedlip, and then actually the basil, the smell. It all comes together really nicely.
All right, cheers.
Cheers.
That's really nice.
It reminds me, it's definitely like a summery drink. Drink this on a nice warm day.
Yeah, it's definitely. If you're like in the beach or your backyard, hot day, this would perfectly hit the spot.
It's really refreshing, like invigorating, like wakes you up almost. Like it's really, Seedlip really designed a drink well to balance with these different ingredients, and really they all carry the flavor so well. And I can't wait to get a little more creative and make even more drinks. See what else, because there's so many options.
I'm impressed. Yeah, I'm very impressed for someone that's not or someone who's newer to like the no and low category. I'm not really knowing what to expect. These are not like Shirley Temple's kid drinks. They're sophisticated drinks with complexity, a lot of attention to flavor profile, more than to be honest with you, more than I'd ever pay attention to in an alcoholic drink, because a lot of times the alcohol is so overpowering in those drinks. That's like the main thing you're tasting. It's like, ugh. You're tasting that. There's really no room to pay attention to the other notes or any notes, if any. So it definitely gives you a more of like a pleasant experience where you can really pay attention to the flavors and appreciate them more, I guess, is really what the experience that I get from this, versus drinking an alcoholic drink. If that's what people are, coming across this video trying to identify, where the value is, I guess we're trying to help whoever it is, whether you're familiar with the space or you're not, or you're just getting into it. We're trying to bring some valuable information to guide you and give you some our firsthand advice, whether it's something that you want to dabble in or try these products. But I would definitely recommend the Seedlip. This one here for sure. This first one that we're doing, the Seedlip Spice. I give it a thumbs up.
If you guys have any questions about anything, let us know in the comments. We'll get back to you as soon as we can. And feel free to send us a message or DM us. Let us know what you guys think. We're definitely interested in seeing who else has tasted it or who's planning on tasting it.
This is fun. This is great. We're going to definitely do the rest with the other two Seedlips coming soon. We're going to do some reviews on those as well. And we will keep in touch. Peace, everybody.
Yep. Thanks for checking us out, guys.